Hello, my friends, my fellow prog rockers. Welcome once again to another episode of Jammin' Dude's Neighborhood. I am your host, Ben Jammin' Straley, and with my co-host, the Black Russian. As usual, wonderful weekend. Been having a great couple of weeks. And new purchases. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be getting to the main feature here in just a second, but I had some really cool new stuff that I went to the CD shop and I kind of went hog wild. I bought an older Bjork album. I'm really, I'm into a lot of different kind of stuff. I also got turned on to a band by the name of Block Party. Their stuff, my cousin, who's become very much like a daughter to me, whose name is Nirvana. She's awesome. She showed me this band called Block Party, and they're a little bit, if you are into very early Cure, like really, like Three Imaginary Boys era of the Cure, you'd like Block Party. Not the later, more goth material, but like the early, slightly more 80s new wave punk, almost. But with a little, I don't know, it's in that, that's what it reminded me of when I first heard it. So I really like their album. I had never heard it before. It's called Silent Alarm. Really good, check it out. But more into the prog rock kind of stuff. I made more purchases. I finally got Lumpy Gravy. I've been looking for this all over. I'm the kind of guy where I walk into a CD store, and if I don't find something I want, sometimes I'll get something online, but for the most part, I really enjoy that experience of walking into a CD store, hoping you find something, and then it's there, and then 5 minutes later, you walk out of the store with it. And I finally got Frank Zappa's Lumpy Gravy. Really excited I finally got this purchase. So, also, I'm going to go see, for those of you who are in the Seattle area, I got my tickets to see Between the Buried and Me and Devin Townsend at Studio 7 in October. I got the VIP tickets, so I hope that anyone that's coming will come and say hi. I'm very familiar with Between the Buried and Me, not very familiar yet with Devin Townsend, but I've been meaning to. So I picked up Z2. Have not even had a chance to listen to it yet. But people have been telling me that this isn't really his best album, so I'll be getting to this. The other thing I picked up, now this I haven't listened to. This is Steven Wilson's remix of the classic Gentle Giant album, Octopus. If you are at all a fan of Spock's Beard or Haken, you need to run out and grab this. What I would be interested in hearing about from the fans is, I only knew Gentle Giant by reputation, and I hadn't really heard too much of their material. Bought this based on the reputation of the album, and of course, anything Steven Wilson remixes is amazing. His stuff with Yes and the early Jethro Tull and the early King Crimson is just unsurpassed. It's amazing. So, based on those two things, I went out and got the deluxe package. This has also got the Blu-ray with the 5.1 surround sound mix. And this is amazing album. So, but I would be, any Gentle Giant fans out there, please tell me how you think this compares to the original mix, because I have yet to listen to, and the original flat transfer mix is on the Blu-ray. I just haven't had a chance to check that out yet, but I've been listening to the album in the car, and it's awesome. But my review for this week comes down to Fate's Warning. Wow. How awesome is this new Fate's Warning album? I've been, there are albums that do take my 5-spin rule, and I've been getting a lot of good feedback on the 5-spin rule, so thank you everyone. I'm glad to hear that more of you are taking the time to get to know an album instead of just dismissing it if you don't like it out of hand. Lots of albums have had the 5-spin rule for me. The one that springs immediately to mind is the new Haken. That took me a few spins to really get into because it was so different from their previous stuff. Now, I love it. It's brilliant. I think it's one of the more important albums in modern day progressive rock because it has just taken a left turn from everything that everybody else in progressive rock is doing. But some albums do grab you right away. And from the very first listen, I haven't even gotten 5 spins into this yet. I'm about 3 or 4 spins in, and I'm already just shocked out to my core. Their last album, Darkness in a Different Light, I liked it very much, and I gave it a great review when it first came out. For me, in the last couple of years, I still really like it. It was a huge improvement from the previous album, FWX, which, as most of you who hang out on forums know, I was not that big of a fan of. It was okay, but I thought it had some really high points and some really low points. It was kind of lackluster to me, especially coming off the 1-2 punch of A Pleasant Shade of Grey and Disconnected, which I still think are Fates Warning's best albums. So coming back up from FWX, I was pleasantly surprised, and I really enjoyed the album, and I really think Bobby J drummed his butt off. But now, coming to this, the Theories of Flight, I almost brain farted it, is so in your face from the very first. We get up that 2-minute build-up intro from the rooftops, and then suddenly it just punches you right in the face, and it does not let go throughout the entire album. 7 Stars follows it up, and it's catchy, but it's still progressive, and it gets in your head, and I haven't heard the band just firing on all cylinders like this probably since Disconnected, and I just feel like there's newfound life. It's energizing. Ray, in particular, Ray Alder, oh man, because I heard his performance. I picked up the Redemption album, the newest Redemption album. The name slips my mind at the moment. I don't have it in front of me. But I picked it up after hearing a few notes in a CD shop, and I took it home, and it was okay, but it wasn't really knocking my socks off. That was a little bit of a disappointing purchase for me. But man, did Ray bring it to the table for this new Fates Warning album. His performance is so emotional and has so much punch, and this album is so much heavier than many albums have been in the past. This is probably, it's a little bit heavy. It's quite a bit heavier, I'd say, than Darkness in a Different Light. And probably, it sounds to me like Jim has brought more to the table, more of the metal angle to the table, possibly after working with John Arch again. That's been a little bit more of a metal project there, but he brought more of that into Theories of Flight, but there is still some of the atmosphere too. So this album has been a great blend of what Fates Warning has been and what Jim has been doing over the last decade or so. We're getting we're still getting the atmosphere that we've had on past Fates Warning albums, and maybe a little bit of that atmosphere like what he had with OSI, but at the same time, we're getting a lot more of that punch like what we had when he's working with John Arch. So we get this beautiful blend of styles, and I can't say enough about this. And The Light and Shade of Things is seriously one of the best songs in Fates Warning's entire catalog, and might be the best mini epic since the 11th Hour on the Parallels album. It is that good. You have to find this album. Go get Theories of Flight right now. Right now, this is probably in my running, at least, for Album of the Year 2016. Haken's Affinity is really fantastic, and I love it. But who would have thought, man, Jim, 30 years into your career, and you give us a punch like this. I'm thrilled. I couldn't be happier. So, I'd love to hear your feedback. Everybody, tell me what you think. I got a lot of new great CDs. I want to hear about the CDs that you're picking up. I want to hear about all the great things that are happening in progressive metal with you. I really hope that I'll see you guys at the Haken show in September at El Corazon in Seattle. and also the Between the Buried and Me Devin Townsend show in October. And give me your favorite Devin Townsend albums too. So I want to hear all the feedback you got, and we will see you next time on Jammin' Dudes Neighborhood. Take care, guys.